imagine wanting to go to a friend's house in another city. You don't know her exact address, you just know the city she's living in, and it's impossible for you to set your GPS because you don't have her address, right? So you start driving without having you have a direction, but you don't really know where you're going exactly. You might get lost on the way, you might waste a lot of time, get a little bit stressed. And then what? What do you do? Are you going to knock on everybody's door to try to find your friend? It's probably going to be really mental, and it's probably not going to happen as well. But by getting her exact address, so asking her exact address, it's going to be much faster, much easier, a lot less stress, because you know exactly where you're going. Well, it's the same thing that happens in business, and I really love the story that I heard on the Business Mentor. Rob in the podcast was explaining how navigating in business is the exact same thing. You need to set your GPS. In other words, you need to know where you're going and how you're going to get there. It's Kris from KVM DESIGN. Today I want to talk about goal setting because we're already in November. 2022 is fast approaching, and if you're a small business owner, it's really important to set some goals. And I know a lot of people feel really stressed and overwhelmed. They don't know what to write down. See, like I wrote mine down. I actually have a few pages of stuff on my notebook. It's very important to take the time to think about what it is that you want for your life, for your business. You can start thinking about a 6-month or a year plan. So what are your goals for 2022 in general? What do you want from your business? Do you want to double your sales, your profits? Do you want to create an online course? What it is that you want, that you want to take your business a year from now. So start there. In this phase where don't worry too much about whether your goals are too big yet. I see this big picture as the time to be creative, to think about what I really want. Where do I want to take my business in the next year? Then once I have 2-3 goals, I wrote down 3 goals for mine. I just start thinking about how I'm going to break down those goals into smaller goals every month. When you set bigger goals and you try to see how you can break it down into smaller goals, you're going to realize that some of the investments you were thinking about making are not going to help you reach those goals. For example, if you want to create an online course in the next 6 months, maybe you shouldn't invest your time and money into redoing your entire branding or redoing your website. Maybe you should start to delegate some of your work so that you have more time to think about the online course, create the online course. So creating those or thinking about those long-term goals are really going to help you plan month after month what you should invest your time and money in. It's also, to me, less stressful because when you break it down, it becomes smaller goals. It doesn't look like this big thing that you need to accomplish. It's just smaller goals, and it becomes like a game. You just have 1 or 2 priorities every month. That's what's going to help you reach those goals faster. And you want to make sure that you take some time every single month to think about what your priorities are for the same month. In October, I started a Facebook group with Leslie Swink. She's a social media manager. And we started this group to help interior designers and creatives scale their business. So it's mainly for business owners who are still working on their own. They have small businesses. They're trying to scale their business and they don't really know how to do it while they're juggling so many projects at the same time. In November, we're all about goal setting. So we're helping the community set goals for 2022. Once we're clear about our 3 top goals for 2022, then we're going to go more into strategy in December to help you reach those goals. So setting up a strategy is very important. You can't just set goals but have no idea how you're going to reach those goals. So we're going to have a few lives coming up about goal setting. On the 16th of November, I'm doing a live with a friend of mine. She's a life and empowerment coach. And she's going to be talking about setting goals through visualization. So that's going to be really interesting. And then I'm going to be posting an interview that I did with an interior design coach as well. And it's also about goal setting. So you're going to have different views. One that is more, visualization, vision boards. And then the other one is like more technical. And then we're going to be doing another couple of live as well. So I really recommend that you join the group if you haven't done so already. If you have any questions about goal setting, let me know. As an example, I will tell you what my goals are for 2022. I want to double my monthly sales. I want to, well, I have a secret project that I'm going to start working on, and I want this project to be up and running, basically. And then the third one is I want to create a digital course. I'm also not going to tell you what it's going to be about, but these are three big projects, and it's going to be very important that I set a proper strategy in place with mini goals. Every month, then every week, I will have priorities that will help me reach those goals. So since I'm going to be, coming from a year to then 6-month goal, to then monthly and then weekly, those weekly goals really aren't going to sound very scary. It's going to be much easier to tackle them. But I know that for a lot of business owners, it's very hard for them to take the time to think about the big picture, about strategy, about where they see their company and their life a year from now. So make sure that you take the time to think about it. Take a couple hours this week to start thinking about it, and tell me what your big goals are. I would love to know.